Imagine you're driving home late at night on a quiet, country road.
You okay?
And suddenly you feel a jolt, like this surge of electricity. And when you snap back to it,
Yeah.
you're miles further down the road than you should be.
Wow.
Your daughter in the back seat whispers, "Mommy, crash."
Oh.
Now, did you black out, or did you just experience a glitch in the matrix?
Right.
Welcome to the Quantum Soul channel, where we dive deep into these mysteries.
Absolutely.
Today, we're going to explore this mind-bending concept of the simulation theory, glitches in the matrix,
Yeah.
and even a possible alien connection.
It's fascinating how that story you just described, it really taps into that primal fear we have, the idea that our reality might not be as stable as we think. And what's so interesting is this fear, this isn't new.
Yeah.
In ancient cultures, they had myths and stories about alternate realities, trickster gods, and shifting perceptions. It's almost as if the human mind has always been grappling with the idea that there might be more to existence than meets the eye.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Okay?
We have some pretty intriguing sources for this deep dive.
We
A
do.
recent experiment involving DMT and lasers,
Right.
discussions about real-life glitches in the matrix, and even some news about quantum computing breakthroughs.
Yeah, that's right.
Where do you think we should start?
Well, I think that experiment with the DMT and the lasers,
Okay.
that's a great place to jump in.
Okay.
It was posted on the Dan Gothot's YouTube channel,
Okay.
and it really got people talking.
Yeah.
They combined DMT, which is a powerful psychedelic known to induce, really intense visionary experiences, with laser technology.
Fine.
And the idea was to see how that laser beam interacted with the altered state of consciousness
Right.
induced by the DMT.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with DMT,
Yeah.
it's not just like some recreational drug.
No, not at all.
It's found in a variety of plants and has been used for centuries
Right.
in spiritual and shamanic practices, often inducing profound mystical experiences.
Exactly.
So-
And what makes this experiment so intriguing is that the observers,
Yeah.
they reported seeing these code-like patterns within the laser beam, and not just fleeting hallucinations.
Oh, interesting.
These patterns, they seem to exhibit a kind of spatial awareness
Wow.
and permanence, They interacted with the environment
Oh.
in ways that just defied typical hallucinatory experiences.
So it's like they accidentally stumbled onto this hidden layer of reality.
Right.
Something beneath the surface of our everyday perception.
Yeah.
Kind of like those glitches in the Matrix
Yes, very similar.
that we hear about all the time.
Exactly. The idea is that if reality is a simulation, like a complex computer program, then,
Yeah.
there might be moments where the code glitches,
Right.
revealing that underlying structure. And these glitches, they can manifest in strange and unsettling ways.
So that story about the missing golf ball,
Yeah.
that one always gives me chills.
That's a creepy one.
It is a particularly unsettling story.
Yeah.
Because it's so mundane.
It is. It's so relatable.
So relatable.
A woman is playing golf
Yeah.
on a clear day, watches her ball land on the fairway,
Right.
and when she goes to retrieve it, it's just gone.
Poof.
Vanished without a trace, despite a thorough search.
That's what makes it so eerie.
It really is.
It's not like something fantastical happening in a far-off land.
right.
It's a golf ball on a golf course,
right.
disappearing into thin air.
It's just gone.
It makes you wonder if maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
there was a tiny in the fabric of reality at that exact moment.
And there are other examples too.
Yeah.
We have video footage of a cloud appearing to cast a shadow, despite the sun's position, making it logically impossible.
Wow.
Then there's that bizarre video of a woman seemingly frozen
Yeah.
in a public space, like a paused video game character.
Like those moments in a video game where the graphics glitch.
Yes.
And you see the code underneath, right?
Exactly.
But instead of a video game, it's our reality that's glitching.
Right, exactly.
These glitches, while often dismissed as mere coincidence or tricks of perception,
Right.
they can be glimpses behind the curtain, moments where the simulated nature of our reality kind of peeks through.
It's interesting,
Yeah.
these glitches
Yeah.
combined with, those ancient myths
Right.
and modern scientific experiments, they kind of paint a picture
Mm.
that is both fascinating and unsettling,
Yeah.
It raises the question, are we living in this carefully constructed constructed reality, a simulation,
Right.
designed by some unknown force.
Yeah.
And if so, what does that mean for our understanding of ourselves, our purpose,
Right.
the nature of existence itself?
Whoa, those are some heavy questions.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to take a step back and look at another phenomenon that seems to support this simulation theory,
Okay.
the Mandela Effect.
Right.
It's when a large group of people share a false memory of an event or a detail. Like, remember Nelson Mandela?
Yeah.
A lot of people vividly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s,
Right.
even though he was released and lived until 2013.
The Mandela Effect is named after that very example. Because it was so widespread.
Right.
It suggests that our collective understanding of reality might be more malleable than we think.
And there's so many other examples.
Yeah.
Like, quick, what's the U.S. national bird?
Ooh,
Most people would say the bald eagle, right?
people would say the bald eagle.
Right.
But it's actually not officially designated as the national bird.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a common misconception, a shared false memory.
It's wild.
It is.
And then there's the whole thing about the Disney intro sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Where Tinkerbell dots the I in Disney. So many people can picture it,
I know.
but it never actually existed.
Never happened.
These instances of the Mandela Effect,
Yeah.
when viewed through the lens of simulation theory, could be interpreted as evidence of shifts in our perceived reality,
Right.
or even the merging of alternate timelines.
Yeah, imagine if our reality is like a computer program
Right.
that's constantly being updated. And sometimes those updates, they introduce subtle changes that our minds struggle to reconcile.
So if we're living in a simulation,
Yeah.
that can be tweaked and updated.
Right.
Who's doing the tweaking?
That is the question.
Who's writing the code?
Right.
This is where things get even more interesting,
It does.
because we have to consider the possibility of alien involvement.
Alien involvement.
The idea of an alien connection to the simulation theory.
Yeah.
It's both intriguing and unsettling, isn't it?
It is.
Are these beings observing us,
Right.
influencing us, or perhaps even controlling the simulation?
Yeah.
Remember that interview between Joe Rogan, Jeremy
Sure.
Corbell, and George Knapp?
Oh, yeah.
They were discussing government secrecy
Yeah.
surrounding alien encounters in UFOs.
Right, right.
And George Knapp said something that really stuck with me.
Okay.
He said that maybe the truth about aliens
Yeah.
is so paradigm shifting, so twisted, that the authorities believe the public just can't handle it.
It's a chilling thought.
It
Right.
is. What could be so earth-shattering
Right.
that it would cause widespread panic if it were revealed.
Yeah.
And how does this potential alien presence connect to the idea of a simulated reality?
Well, one theory is that aliens might have a deeper connection to humanity than
Yeah.
we realize,
Right.
Maybe there are creators,
Right.
genetic engineers,
Okay.
or even harvesters of some kind.
Harvesters. Wow.
And this ties back into the simulation theory.
Okay.
Perhaps aliens are the architects of our simulated reality. And their secrecy is a way to maintain control
Right.
or prevent us from discovering the truth about our existence. It's certainly a possibility
Yeah.
if we are living in a simulation. I mean, it would explain a lot about the strange phenomena we've been discussing.
Right.
The glitches,
Right, yeah.
the Mandela effect,
Yeah.
even the unexplainable aspects of quantum physics. It's like we're catching glimpses of the code, the framework behind reality.
Right.
And it's both exhilarating and terrifying.
Before we go any further down this rabbit hole, we want to encourage you to subscribe to the Quantum Soul channel
Please do.
and click that notification bell
Yes.
so you never miss a deep dive like this one.
We'd love to have you along for the ride.
We're about to explore even more mind-bending concepts,
Oh, yeah.
including the potential role of quantum computing
Absolutely.
and the philosophical implications of living in a simulation.
You know it.
So buckle up. Things are about to get really interesting.
It's going to be a wild ride.
They are.
When we talk about aliens potentially being the architects of our reality,
Right.
it's almost like we're stepping into the realm of science fiction.
Right.
But then you have these recent developments in quantum computing
Right.
that blur the lines even further.
That article about Google's quantum computer
Oh, yeah.
was wild.
It was pretty mind-blowing.
They're claiming to have potentially access to parallel universes. Is that even possible? What does that even mean?
It's a very complex topic.
Yeah.
But essentially, quantum computers,
Okay.
They operate on principles that are fundamentally different from classical computers.
Okay.
They can explore multiple possibilities simultaneously, kind of like flipping a coin and seeing both heads and tails at the same time.
Wow.
This allows them to tackle problems that are simply impossible for classical computers to solve. And some physicists believe that this ability to explore multiple possibilities could be the key to accessing parallel universes or other dimensions.
Hold on. Parallel universes.
Yeah.
So you're saying there could be countless versions of ourselves out there,
Potentially.
living out different lives in different realities.
That's one interpretation, yes.
Wow.
The idea is that our universe might be just one of many coexisting alongside each other, perhaps even interacting in ways we don't yet understand.
Wow.
And these parallel universes could have different physical laws, different histories, even different versions of ourselves.
That's a lot to process.
It is.
So how does this tie back to the simulation theory?
Well,
Are you suggesting that these parallel universes could be simulated realities too?
it's certainly a possibility. Imagine if the creators of our simulation, whether they're aliens or some other advanced intelligence, have the ability to create and manipulate entire universes.
Right.
Perhaps these parallel universes are simply different iterations of their simulations, running concurrently.
It's like those choose-your-own-adventure books,
Right.
but on a cosmic scale.
Exactly.
Each choice creates a new branch of reality,
Yeah.
a new universe splitting off from the original.
It's a mind-boggling concept.
It's both fascinating and mind-boggling.
It is.
And if you think about the increase in UFO and UAP sightings,
Yeah.
some theorists believe that these beings might be showing themselves now. Because humanity is on the verge of technological breakthroughs
It's possible.
that could expose their existence
Right.
or allow us to bridge dimensions.
They could be concerned about our rapidly advancing technology,
Right.
especially in the field of quantum computing.
It's almost like they're saying, hey, you're getting too close to figuring things out,
Right.
so we might as well show ourselves.
Like, here we are.
Right.
Surprise.
And speaking of timelines and potential revelations,
Yes.
there's that recurring theme of the year 2025
Oh, yeah.
that keeps cropping up.
That keeps coming up.
Several whistleblowers and insiders
Right.
have pointed to this date as pivotal
Yeah.
for some kind of major disclosure. Remember Joe Rogan's conversation
Yes.
with that former black program operative?
I do.
He claimed, and I quote, "Things are happening
Yeah.
that I can't tell you about until 2025. What do you think he meant by that?
Well,
Could it be full disclosure about alien life?
it's possible.
Proof of the simulation?
Maybe.
Or something even more mind-blowing that we can't even fathom?
It's hard to say for certain.
Yeah.
But the convergence of all these claims
Right.
around this specific date is definitely noteworthy. It's as if a cosmic countdown clock is ticking.
Wow.
And we're all waiting with bated breath
Yeah.
to see what happens when the timer hits 0.
What do you think could happen in 2025?
Hmm.
Could it be some kind of paradigm-shifting event
It's possible.
that changes our understanding of reality?
Perhaps there's a plan in place,
Okay.
a timeline for disclosure, or some kind of grand reveal that's been set in motion. Or maybe it's simply a focal point
Okay.
for collective consciousness, a moment when enough people are aware of these possibilities that a shift occurs in our collective reality.
That's a thought-provoking idea.
It is.
If consciousness plays a role in shaping reality,
Yeah.
then maybe our collective awareness of these concepts, our willingness to consider them as possibilities,
Right.
is actually influencing the course of events.
It's like we're all co-creating the future,
Yeah.
whether we realize it or not.
It's an intriguing concept,
It is.
and it leads us to some pretty profound philosophical questions.
Yeah, like,
If the universe is indeed a simulation, who are the programmers?
right.
What's the purpose of our existence within it?
Exactly.
Are we simply lines of code
Yeah.
in a giant cosmic computer game? Or do we possess a deeper meaning and purpose,
Right.
even within a simulated reality?
These are questions that have been pondered by philosophers and theologians
Right.
for centuries.
Yeah.
But now, with the advent of advanced technology
Right.
and the possibility of simulated realities, they
Right.
take on a whole new dimension.
It's almost as if we're back to those age-old questions about the meaning of life,
Right.
but with a futuristic technological twist.
Exactly. It forces us to re-examine our assumptions about reality
Right.
consciousness, and the nature of existence itself.
If our reality is simulated, does that diminish the significance of our experiences? Does it make our choices less meaningful?
That's a big question.
It is.
Some might argue that if our reality is pre-programmed,
Yeah.
then free will is an illusion.
Right.
And our actions are predetermined.
But then wouldn't that also mean that our emotions,
Right.
our relationships,
Yeah.
our creativity,
Yeah.
everything that makes us human
Right.
is also part of the program?
That's a very important point.
Yeah.
If our emotions are simulated,
Yeah.
does that make them any less real?
Right.
Are simulated tears any less salty?
Right.
Is simulated joy any less exhilarating? I think it raises an even bigger question. What is consciousness?
Right.
And can it be simulated?
Right, because if we can create artificial intelligence
Yeah.
that can learn,
Right.
adapt, and even experience emotions,
Yeah.
are we essentially creating conscious beings within a digital realm?
It's a fascinating question.
It is.
And if so,
Yeah.
what are the ethical implications of that?
Right.
It seems like the line between the real and the simulated
Yeah.
is becoming increasingly blurred.
It really is.
We're already interacting with virtual assistants,
Right.
artificial intelligence programs,
Yeah.
and immersive digital worlds
Right.
that feel remarkably real
They-
as technology advances.
Yeah.
Who's to say where the simulation ends and reality begins?
It's a fascinating and potentially unsettling paradox.
It is.
We're using our real-world intelligence
Right.
to create simulated intelligence,
Yeah.
which in turn might eventually surpass our own capabilities.
It's possible.
It's a loop that could potentially lead to a future
Yeah.
where artificial intelligence becomes self-aware,
Right.
potentially even questioning its own existence within a simulated reality.
Like a simulation within a simulation.
Right.
We're talking about machines pondering the same philosophical questions that we're...
That's both exhilarating and terrifying to contemplate.
It is. It's a mind-bending concept.
It's like a recursive loop of consciousness expanding infinitely.
Yeah.
Where does it end?
Right.
What does it all mean?
Those are questions we may not have answers to.
Right.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
But perhaps the very act of questioning our reality, exploring these possibilities,
Yeah.
and searching for meaning is what makes us truly human.
It's the journey, not the destination, right?
Exactly.
The pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah.
The exploration of the unknown. The quest for understanding.
Right.
These are the things that drive us forward,
Absolutely.
whether we're in a simulation or not.
Precisely. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the purpose of the simulation is to allow us to experience these very things.
Right.
The joys, the sorrows, the triumphs, the failures,
Yeah.
all the messy complexities that make up the human experience.
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it?
It is.
Even if we are just pixels on a screen,
Yeah,
we're still capable of creating art,
absolutely.
composing music,
Right.
writing stories, and building relationships that are filled with meaning and purpose.
The power of human creativity and imagination should never be underestimated.
And it's important to remember that even if the universe is a simulation,
Yeah,
it doesn't diminish the value of our experiences.
it doesn't.
Our emotions are real.
Yeah.
Our relationships are real. And our impact on the world, even within a simulated reality,
Yes.
is real.
It's a reminder that we should cherish every moment, connect with each other authentically, and strive to make a positive impact on the world,
Right.
however we perceive it.
So whether we're in a simulation or not,
Yeah,
let's keep exploring, keep questioning,
absolutely.
and keep living our lives to the fullest.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Now, before we jump into the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Quantum Soul channel.
Please do.
Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future explorations
We'd love to have you back.
into these mind-bending topics.
It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of these theories.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that the simulation theory, while
Yeah.
fascinating,
Yeah,
is still just that.
right.
Theory.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We don't want to get so lost in the what-ifs
Right.
that we lose sight of the reality we experience every day.
Exactly. While it's intellectually stimulating
Yeah.
to speculate about these possibilities, we shouldn't let it paralyze us or prevent us from engaging with the world around us.
So how do we find that balance? How do we embrace the wonder and mystery of these ideas
Yeah.
without falling into a nihilistic trap?
I think it comes down to perspective.
Okay.
Instead of viewing the simulation theory as a threat
Yeah.
to our individuality or meaning, perhaps we can see it as a challenge to expand our consciousness,
Okay.
to explore new ways of thinking,
Right.
and to appreciate the complexity and beauty of the universe, simulated or not.
It's like even if we're living in a digital snow globe,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean we can't still build a snowman,
Right.
have a snowball fight,
Exactly.
and enjoy the beauty of the falling snowflakes.
That's a wonderful analogy.
Yeah.
It highlights the importance of finding joy and meaning in the present moment, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless of the nature of reality, our experiences, our relationships, our creative endeavors.
Right.
These things hold value whether we're in a simulation or not.
And let's be honest, even if we knew for sure that we were living in a simulation,
Yeah.
wouldn't we still go about our lives?
Probably.
Loving, laughing, creating, striving.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we still want to make the most of our time here?
Right.
Whatever here may be.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's the quality of our experiences, the depth of our connections, and the choices we make
Right.
that truly matter.
Plus, if the universe is a simulation,
Yeah.
it's a pretty darn impressive one.
It is. It's quite remarkable.
The sheer complexity of life,
Right.
the vastness of space, the intricate workings of nature.
Yeah.
It's awe-inspiring, whether it's real or not.
It really is.
It makes you wonder about the intelligence and
Yeah.
capabilities of whoever or
Right.
whatever created it.
Indeed, the simulation theory, if true,
Yeah.
doesn't diminish the incredible creativity and ingenuity of its creators. It's a testament to their power and intelligence.
Right.
And maybe, just maybe,
We're a part of that intelligence.
Mhm.
A tiny spark of consciousness within a larger cosmic network.
Whoa, that's a profound thought.
It is.
It's like we're all connected,
Yeah.
not just to each other, but to something much larger than ourselves.
Exactly. It's a reminder
Yeah.
that we're all part of something extraordinary, something that transcends our individual lives
Right.
and connects us to the infinite possibilities of the universe.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's a message of hope,
Yeah.
connection, and wonder.
absolutely.
So what does this all mean for us here and now?
Wow.
If we embrace the possibility that we're living in a simulation,
Yeah.
how does it change the way we live our lives?
I think it encourages us to live more consciously,
Okay.
to be more present in each moment,
Hmm.
and to appreciate the beauty and interconnectedness of all things.
Right.
It also invites us to be more curious,
Yeah.
to explore new ideas, and to never stop questioning the nature of reality.
And maybe, just maybe.
If we're all part of a larger cosmic simulation,
Right.
we can influence it with our thoughts, our actions,
Yeah.
and our collective consciousness.
It's a possibility worth exploring.
It is.
Collective evolution, our growth in consciousness,
Right.
is the ultimate goal of the simulation.
That's an amazing thought.
It is a pretty mind-blowing concept.
It's like we're all playing a part in this grand cosmic symphony.
Yeah.
And the more harmonious we become, the more beautiful the music.
Exactly. It's a reminder
Yeah.
that we have the power to create a more loving, compassionate,
Yeah.
and enlightened world,
Right.
both within the simulation and beyond.
So whether the universe is a simulation or not, let's
Right.
make it a good one.
Let's do it.
Let's spread kindness,
Yes.
cultivate compassion, and strive to make a positive impact on the world around us.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's make the most of this extraordinary experience,
Right.
whatever its nature may be. And if we ever do meet the programmers of this simulation,
Oh, man.
we'll be sure to give them a big thank you
Yeah.
for creating such a wild, beautiful,
Sure.
and endlessly fascinating ride.
Indeed. And perhaps we'll even have a few suggestions for improvement.
Always room for improvement, right?
Always.
Well, folks, that's a wrap for today's deep dive into the simulation theory.
It has been a fascinating journey.
Glitches in the Matrix,
So many twists and turns.
and the possibility of an alien connection.
Mind-blowing stuff.
It's been an incredible journey
It has.
exploring these mind-bending concepts with you.
I really enjoyed it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell
Please do.
for more explorations into the mysteries of the universe.
We'll see you next time.
And as always, keep questioning, keep seeking,
Absolutely.
and keep your minds wide open.
Keep those minds open.
We've got 2 fascinating videos on the screen right now.
Oh, yeah.
So click on one and continue your journey into the unknown.